Most people think manifestation is a forward, moving process. You decide what you want, you imagine it, and then you expect it to appear sometime in the future. But what if I told you that quantum manifestation actually works the other way around? In the quantum world, time isn't linear. Past, present, and future coexist in the same field of possibility. That means your manifestation is not something you create step by step, but rather something that already exists and is pulling you backwards into alignment with it. This flips the entire idea of goal setting on its head. Instead of chasing a future reality, you allow yourself to be drawn into the version of yourself who already has what you want. The quantum field doesn't recognize later. It only recognizes now. This is why when you practice true manifestation, the results often feel instant, unexpected, and even miraculous. They don't arrive when you think you're ready. They arrive when you finally remember that you were always living inside them. According to quantum physics, every possible reality already exists in what scientists call the superposition of states. Imagine an infinite library where every book represents a version of your life. In one, you are wealthy; in another, you are deeply in love; in another, you are successful beyond belief. Manifestation isn't about writing a new book. It's about choosing which book to read. And here's where the backward part comes in. The reality you desire is not waiting for you in the future. It is already complete. When you think of your dream life, you are not creating it. You are remembering it. That is why sometimes you feel déjà vu or sudden flashes of intuition. Your subconscious is pulling you into a reality that already exists. The key is not to push forward with effort, but to align yourself backwards into that finished reality. When most people set goals, they start from where they are. I don't have money, so I want to become wealthy. But quantum manifestation works backwards. You don't start from lack, you start from completion. You begin by asking, if I already had what I desire, what would I feel, think, and believe right now? That backward approach collapses time because your brain and nervous system begin living as if the outcome is already here. Neurologically, the brain doesn't distinguish between something vividly imagined and something physically experienced. This is why Olympic athletes mentally rehearse their performances. It rewires their bodies to perform at elite levels. In the same way, when you live backward from the end result, you align yourself with the timeline where that reality is already true. The universe responds not to your wishes, but to your state of being. And your state of being becomes magnetic when you live from the finish line. Here's the trap most people fall into. They imagine the future as over there, something to reach, chase, or work toward. But that very mindset signals to the quantum field that you are separate from what you want. The more you try, the more you affirm that you don't already have it. That's why people meditate for years, repeat affirmations endlessly, or make endless vision boards without seeing results. They are approaching manifestation as a future event instead of a completed reality. Backwards manifestation says stop reaching, start receiving. The paradox is that the less you chase, the faster it arrives. Why? Because your energy shifts from lack to wholeness. The moment you stop treating your dream as a dream and begin living it in your inner world, the outer world rearranges to match it. The delay isn't in the universe. It's in your perception of time. Think of your consciousness as a mirror. Whatever you hold inside, the external world reflects back. But a mirror doesn't wait for you to put on new clothes tomorrow. It reflects instantly. Manifestation works the same way. The reflection is immediate once your state shifts. But here's the twist: most people look at the mirror, see lack, and assume they must change the reflection first. They forget that the reflection is secondary. Backwards manifestation teaches you to reverse the sequence. First, embody the identity of the one who already has it. Then, like a mirror, the outer world adjusts instantly. Not tomorrow, but now. The reason it feels like it happens later is because your mind still believes in time. But in truth, every outcome exists in parallel, and the moment your state changes, The mirror reflects the new image. You don't wait for proof to believe, you believe, and the proof rushes backward toward you. Neville Goddard, one of the great teachers of manifestation, often said, "Live in the end." That means you don't wait for evidence before you embody the feeling of having your desire. Instead, you begin from the end, backwards. Most people think they need to build a bridge from where they are to where they want to be. But the truth is, the bridge is an illusion. You don't need to cross anything, you need to shift. Backwards manifestation teaches you to close your eyes and step into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, as if it's your starting point. When you begin there, your mind rewires instantly. Suddenly, your behaviors, your opportunities, and even the people you meet begin to match that version of reality. It's as if the world bends to your inner conviction. This is why those who practice living in the end often experience synchronicities. Doors opening, money showing up, people appearing at the right time. They didn't push forward, they allowed reality to pull them backward into alignment. The greatest block to manifestation is waiting. People keep saying, "One day it will come," or "I'm working toward it." But that kind of language pushes your dream further away because it assumes separation. Quantum physics suggests that time is not a straight line but a dimension that can be bent, collapsed, or bypassed. That means your future self already exists right now, in this moment. When you think backwards, you stop waiting for time to deliver and instead collapse the distance between you and your desire. Think of it like tuning a radio. The frequency of your desired reality is already broadcasting. You just need to tune into it. The moment you align with the frequency, you're there. You don't wait for the station to come in tomorrow. It's already here, right now. Backwards manifestation is simply tuning into the reality where your dream is already done. Here's a radical thought: VU, intuition, or sudden visions are not random. They are glimpses of your future reality pulling you backwards. Neuroscience now shows that the brain doesn't just store memories of the past. It can also simulate the future so vividly that it feels like a memory. This is why sometimes you feel you've already lived a moment you are experiencing. In truth, you are remembering your future self. Manifestation works backwards because your future is always sending signals to your present. The question is, are you listening? When you quiet your mind, meditate, or surrender, you open the channel to receive those signals. You begin to live as if you already know how the story ends, because at some level, you do. That's why people who master manifestation often speak with unshakable certainty. They're not hoping, they're remembering. If manifestation works backwards, then emotion is the key that unlocks the shortcut. Most people try to think their way into abundance, love, or success, but thoughts without feelings are weak signals in the quantum field. Emotion, on the other hand, collapses possibilities instantly. Imagine if you already had your dream life, the love, the freedom, the wealth. How would you feel right now? Secure, excited, grateful. That emotion is not just pretend, it's the energy signature of that reality. By feeling it first, you collapse time and pull yourself backward into that version of you. It's like having the password to unlock the door. Without the emotion, you're standing outside wishing. With the emotion, the door opens and you step inside instantly. Backwards manifestation is not about working harder, it's about feeling deeper. Here's the ultimate backward lesson. Stop asking the universe and start being the version of you that already has it. When you ask, you reinforce lack. You tell the quantum field, "I don't have it yet." But when you shift into being, everything rearranges. Think about it. A person who is already wealthy doesn't wake up asking for money. A person who is already in love doesn't wake up begging for affection. They embody it. Backwards manifestation means you step into that identity now, before the evidence shows up. And when you do, reality has no choice but to mirror it back to you. Asking comes from the future. Being comes from the now. And the now is the only place where manifestation exists. Once you embody, you stop waiting, you stop chasing, and you start living. And that's when the magic happens instantly. One of the most surprising truths about backwards manifestation is that effort is often the very thing that delays your desires. We are taught since childhood that hard work equals success, that struggle leads to reward. But the quantum world doesn't operate by sweat. It operates by alignment. When you are aligned with the version of yourself who already has what you desire, effort collapses. Suddenly, what once felt difficult flows with ease. Opportunities come to you. People appear without you chasing them. The phone call, the email, the chance meeting, they all arrive without strain. Why? Because backwards manifestation bypasses the need for climbing ladders and instead teleports you to the top. Think about it. The version of you that already has the life you want is not working tirelessly to get there. They are living it. The secret is to match that energy now, and life begins to flow as if success is inevitable. If you want to understand why some people manifest instantly while others wait years, look at detachment. When you are attached, you are constantly checking. Is it here yet? Did it work? Where's my result? That energy screams lack. But when you detach, when you live backwards as if it's already done, you no longer care about timing. You are secure in the knowing. Ironically, this detachment speeds up the process. The moment you stop waiting is the moment the universe delivers. Think about how you breathe. You don't obsess over whether your next breath will come. You trust it. Manifestation works the same way. Detachment means trusting the unseen reality so deeply that you no longer cling to outcomes. You have already stepped into the completed version, so you no longer chase. And because you're not chasing, the universe has no resistance and can finally bring it to you. Most people see attraction as a forward pull. You put energy out, and then things are drawn to you. But backwards manifestation reveals that your desired reality is actually pulling you backward into itself. It's like a magnet that already exists, waiting for you to match its polarity. The moment you shift into alignment, you don't have to drag things into your life. You are pulled into theirs. This is why some manifestations happen so fast, they almost feel unreal. You might think, how did that happen so quickly? But the truth is, it didn't happen quickly. It was always there, pulling you. You just finally stopped resisting. Think of it like a stream. You can either paddle upstream and struggle, or you can let go and be carried downstream to your destination. Reverse magnetism is effortless, but it requires trust. Trust that what you desire is already completed. Hope is forward-facing. It says, I hope this happens one day. But certainty is backwards-facing. It says, this has already happened. I'm just stepping into it. That tiny shift changes everything. Hope leaves you waiting. Certainty makes you magnetic. Think about the energy of a person who hopes to succeed versus the energy of someone who knows they're successful. The difference is night and day. Backwards manifestation teaches you to move beyond hope into knowing, because in the quantum field, your dream life is already written. Certainty is not arrogance. It is alignment. When you know it's already done, your actions become effortless, your emotions become stable, and your reality bends to match your conviction. That's why certainty creates miracles while hope creates delays. The universe is not responding to your wishes, it's responding to your certainty. The deepest secret of backwards manifestation is identity. Everything you desire is tied to who you believe yourself to be. If you see yourself as someone who struggles, you will keep manifesting struggle. If you see yourself as someone worthy, abundant, and loved, the universe mirrors that identity back to you. This is why affirmations sometimes fail. People repeat words they don't believe, but backwards manifestation invites you to shift identity first. Instead of saying, I want to be wealthy, you embody the identity of someone who already is. You don't try to become, you remember you already are. Identity is the ultimate magnet because it determines your emotions, your decisions, and your energy. When you shift your identity backwards into the version of you who already has it, everything else aligns naturally. You don't need to force, you simply be. And being is the most powerful form of manifestation. In the quantum world, every possibility exists at once, like endless TV channels playing simultaneously. When you think forward, you believe you must climb a ladder of probability. From unlikely, to maybe, to possible, to real. But backwards manifestation collapses probability into certainty. Instead of asking, will this happen? You ask, which version of me has already lived this? And then you step into that broadcast. Imagine you're holding a remote control. Every channel is already on, but the only one you experience is the one you tune into. By embodying the feelings, thoughts, and energy of the version who already has your desire, you lock into that channel. Probability collapses because, in your reality, it is no longer one option among many. It is the only option. Backwards manifestation eliminates doubt because you're no longer moving toward something uncertain. You're remembering something inevitable. Most people fear surrender because they think it means giving up control. But in manifestation, surrender is not weakness. It is alignment. When you surrender to the reality that already exists, you stop fighting against the flow of the universe. Backwards manifestation is built on surrender because it requires trust that the outcome is already completed. Think about how rivers carve valleys. The river doesn't strain. It flows effortlessly, yet it shapes mountains. That's what happens when you surrender to the pull of your desired reality. Instead of clinging to ho or when, you allow the universe to handle the details. Your job isn't to control, your job is to align. And here's the paradox. The moment you surrender, the universe responds with precision. Opportunities arrive faster than your logic can explain. Surrender doesn't delay manifestation, resistance does. Backwards manifestation works best when you let go completely. Gratitude is often misunderstood. People practice it as a tool to attract more, writing lists of what they hope will come. But backwards manifestation reframes gratitude as proof that it has already happened. Instead of saying, I'm grateful this will come one day, you say, I'm grateful because it's already mine. That subtle shift flips gratitude into a time-bending tool. Gratitude then becomes not a hopeful wish, but a backward anchor that locks you into your fulfilled reality. Think about it. When you receive a gift, you don't say, I hope it comes. You thank the giver. Backwards manifestation asks you to treat the universe the same way. Gratitude from the future version of yourself, spoken now, collapses distance and calls the reality into the present. The more you practice gratitude backwards, the faster your external life mirrors it. One of the most profound aspects of backwards manifestation is realizing that reality is a feedback loop of your state of being. Whatever you hold internally is mirrored back externally, not later but instantly. If you feel lack, reality confirms it. If you feel abundance, reality confirms that too. The tricky part is that there's often a delay in your perception, so it appears as if things take time. But that's only because you're still looking through the forward lens. Backwards manifestation reminds you that the reflection already exists. You just haven't shifted into alignment with it yet. Once you do, the feedback loop becomes immediate. It's like switching on a light. The room doesn't slowly brighten, it floods instantly. Manifestation feels delayed only when you're trapped in the illusion of time. The moment you shift backwards, the loop updates now. Most people live as the effect of reality. This happened, so now I feel this way. But backwards manifestation flips the script. You stop being the effect and become the cause. You decide your state first, and then reality adjusts to match. This is why people who master this practice often appear lucky. To outsiders, it looks as though fortune follows them, but in truth, they are living backwards, starting from the end, embodying the identity, and letting reality follow. When you live this way, you are no longer waiting for circumstances to dictate your mood, your worth, or your future. You know who you are, and reality bends accordingly. 'Cause comes from within, effect happens without. Backwards manifestation is the realization that you are not the puppet of external events, but the puppeteer, pulling the strings of time itself. You don't react to reality. Reality reacts to you. When we think of guidance, we usually look to mentors, books, or external teachers. But in backwards manifestation, the most powerful guide is your future self. That version of you who already has everything you desire. The wealth, the love, the freedom is alive right now in the quantum field. And through emotions, intuition, and sudden impulses, that self is guiding you backwards into alignment. Have you ever had a gut feeling that turned out to be right? That wasn't random. It was your future self whispering to you. The more you trust these whispers, the faster you collapse time. Backwards manifestation teaches you to stop living only from memory of the past and start living from memory of the future. When you consult your future self in every decision, you no longer wonder which path to take. You follow the path that is already complete. Many people delay manifestation because they are waiting for signs, angel numbers, coincidences, external confirmations. While signs can be powerful, backwards manifestation teaches you not to wait for them. Why? Because the moment you decide you need a sign, you reinforce doubt. You tell the universe, I'm not sure it's already done. Instead, signs should be seen as aftershocks, not prerequisites. They are the echoes of a reality you've already aligned with. When you live backwards, you don't wait for signs to believe. You believe first, and the signs follow. That's why those who practice this method often see an explosion of synchronicities. It's not because signs create reality. It's because certainty collapses reality into form, and the signs arrive as confirmation. Don't chase them. Live as if the desire is already here, and the universe will shower you with endless reflections. So, how do you actually apply this backwards method every day? It begins with a simple question. If I already had what I desire, how would I live today? Would you stress less about money? Would you walk with more confidence? Would you treat others differently? Would you allow yourself to rest, to enjoy, to celebrate? That is the practice. To embody your future self now. Instead of waiting for circumstances to change, you shift your state in the present moment. Over time, this becomes second nature. The world will adjust. Opportunities, people, and resources will appear as if they've been waiting for you all along. Backwards manifestation isn't something you do once. It's a lifestyle, a new way of seeing time. And the more consistently you live backwards, the faster your outer world reshapes itself. We often think miracles are rare, extraordinary events. But in the quantum field, miracles are the natural state once you step into alignment. Backwards manifestation is the shortcut to miracles because it eliminates delay. When you believe something will happen later, you push it away. When you know it's already done, you collapse time. That's why sudden healings, instant financial breakthroughs, or unexpected opportunities appear when people surrender fully. They didn't cause a miracle. They remembered it. They aligned backwards with the reality where the miracle had already taken place. And when they stepped into that state, the so-called impossible became ordinary. The truth is, miracles don't take time, they take alignment. Backwards manifestation makes miracles inevitable, because in the quantum field, your miracle is already written. You just need to step back into it. The ultimate gift of backwards manifestation is freedom from time itself. Most people are slaves to the clock, believing they must wait months or years for transformation. But when you understand that all realities already exist, you stop living in delay. You stop saying, someday, and start saying, now. Backwards manifestation is not about wishing harder or working longer. It is about stepping outside the illusion of linear time and realizing you are the creator of experience. Every dream, every desire, every possibility exists simultaneously, and you are free to choose. Once you choose, you step backwards into that reality, and life unfolds as though it was always destined. This is the truth hidden in plain sight. Manifestation doesn't move forward. It works backwards. And once you master that, you stop chasing, you stop waiting, and you finally live the reality that was already yours all along.